Alright, what's up, YouTube? I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite knives here and show you them. I have three all-time favorite knives. It's not easy to pick knives, my favorites. There's so many of them. I have so many of them. So it's not easy, but there are some that I'm especially fond of. So I got some bonus knives in here. I figured out how to show you more than three knives while still showing you three knives. So that's going to be pretty cool. So watch. Here we go. Here's my first one. My number one pick has been the Outback Knives. The Down Under knives. The Dundee type Bowies. I've always loved these ever since the movie came out in the 80s. Mick Dundee. And this is a Down Under knife. This one is the 1095 carbon version. I had the brass shined up. Wasn't that shiny when I got it, but thanks to Flitz. No, they don't pay me to say this. That's what I use. So, yeah, that stuff works great. But this thing is roughly close to a 1/4 inch thick. Awesome, beautiful knife, mirror polished. Show you the sheath. Sheath is leather, there's no crocodile there. I don't know what the teeth are, probably kangaroo. It came from Asia, so it could be it could be anything. But the newer upgraded sheaths are nicer, and the sharpening spike is longer. And you know what? I've kind of thumbed these down from the very beginning with my other one. And I gotta say, these actually will put an edge back on. I mean, they're not really great for sharpening, but they will brush that edge back up and give you razor sharpness. So, in order to cheat and show you more than one knife, I have both versions of the Outback knife. This is the 440C version, the other one was a 1095 version. Both mirror polished, both got the brass hilt and pommels, both have the stacked leather handle. The Eclipse is just darker. This is the regular Outback. Pretty nice. So, yeah, I love those. The Crocodile Dundee knife, and being a movie knife too. This one, I've had it for a while. Obviously, it still has the old sheath design, which I don't carry it, so I don't care. It's a collector piece for me. But there's that. Now, for the second knife, I have plenty of knives from Frank Gonzalez. He makes several knives, and they're indestructible. This one I wanted it for a long time, and it wasn't like, I don't know, it's just the timing of it. Every time I was wanting to buy it, it wasn't in stock, or there'd be some kind of nonsense, you know, and lucky me, I got this wonderful girlfriend that sends it to me. Thank you, babe. This is one of my all-time favorites. I watched the video some 11 years ago, maybe it was, on a YouTube channel called Such. He did Frank Bowie, the Fender Bowie review. He did the original Frank Bowie, too. I believe he was one of the few that has done videos on those knives, but I've got mine right here. This is, I think, 14.5 inches long. Let me check here. That is 15 inches from the tip to the skull crushing exposed pommel there. Okay, 15 inches overall, and I did measure the blade. It's 9 inches overall. I believe these are 5160, but there are times you can get knives from him that are made of 52-100 ball bearing steel. Beautiful knife, and this is like a workhorse you could go out and use too. And to me, this knife is not overly big. It's big. It's 15 inches overall. But it's not as big as, you know, the knives are getting really big and ridiculous, okay? This is about the usable limit, if you ask me, you know, to get this big, and it's not cumbersome and too big, and having this cutout down here, you can do some finer, smaller detail stuff with a big knife. It's not unusable. You can choke up on it. Really nice knife, and you can see the spine, the steel, it goes all the way through. You know it's a full tang. That's an awesome blade, and it's sharp, very sharp. If I can get you to see the thickness there or not. One of my favorites, and the sheath is great. I don't know if Nikki's still doing a Longhorn Leather, I believe it is. Still doing Frank's sheaths or not, but it's a pretty nice sheath. Every sheath I've got for all the knives I've gotten from Frank has always been great sheaths. The sheath is just as high quality as the knife is, which makes it nice when you get a knife and it's nice, and you get a crappy sheath and it sucks, you know. It's nice that he doesn't do that. Alright, my third favorite knife. I got you again because I got 3 of them. It's the Western 49. I've got 3 of these. This particular one is an M. It was sent to me by Carrie, a friend of mine that is into collecting knives too. This needed cleaned up. It had rust all over it. The brass was really dirty. I mean, it needed work. I cleaned it up. I cleaned all the brass up like new with flits, same stuff I showed you earlier. Now it did have some pitting in the blade. You can see that from the rust, but I cleaned everything else off. I'm not going to worry about that pitting. The rest of the blade is immaculate. The wood handle was in perfect shape, and these always had really good looking wood handles if you saw them up close. This one is no different. Full tang, Western 49, but this is an M. So I believe I did have it figured out. It was 88, 89, somewhere around there. It was nearing the end of that era of who owned it at the time, Western. I don't know, can you get close enough to see that? I don't know if you can see the M, but let's go ahead and check the other Western out I got here. The dating code started with A when they finally switched to letters for date code. They started an A in 77. So that was an M. This is an A. This is an actual A model. It's slightly different than that one, but it's the same knife. Let me see if I can get that up there. But this knife has never been used. There's no pitting on this knife. There's no blemishes. It was green on the brass. It had been in the box for so long. I did polish the blade up again, the same stuff. Flits. I polished all the brass up. The handle's similar, but it's a little more, not as squared off as the other Western 49 is. It's rounded off here on the handle, but it's the same red wood handle. Same pins, same full tang. Same Z-bar guard, and really nice looking if you clean the brass up. Awesome, awesome knives, and the sheath is a little different than the other one. So over the years, the sheath changed along with the knives a little bit. I'm going to show you both here. This is your A model here, your 77. This is the sheath. This is your M model sheath. This sheath actually hangs lower on the older one than it does on the, I don't know if I can get that in there like that, but the older sheath is longer and it'll hang a little lower. I'm not done yet. We're still on the Western kick, so I'm going to show you. Here's a special Western. This is 100th anniversary limited edition. Still brand new in the box. See the paperwork with it, the sheath's all in there. Nice knife. Let me take it out, look at it, see if I can get it out of the box. Maybe not. I'm underneath it and I still can't pull it out. It's in there pretty good. There we go. I used to have another different limited issue. Oh, that's really sharp too. Limited issue 49. I got rid of it and sold it by accident. Not accident, but I knew I was selling it, but I shouldn't have. You know, and I've regretted it ever since. And again, that wonderful person that's in my life made sure to replace it. They sent me another one. So, can't thank you enough, babe. So there's my 3 top favorite knives of all time. That would be the Crocodile Dundee knives, the Western knives, and of course the Frank Bowie. So you can take them in any order. I don't care which one you want to call first or second or third. Because to me, it wouldn't matter. I like all 3 of them pretty much equally. So, all right, YouTube, I'm gone. Brody, see you next time. Later.